Good morning, SKN. I am Jamie Morris.
And I'm Kortensia.
All right, so we're going to progress directly to the weather. First of all, it's going to be partly cloudy with a 30% or low chance of showers. The high today will be 84 and there will be a low of 73 degrees Fahrenheit. And I see that we have the temperature, it's now 25 degrees. Interesting stuff. So you're responsible for that. I know I was teasing you before and I said that you'd play meteorologist.
Yeah.
So you're responsible for all of that, the graphics.
I will take all the credit.
We know that's not true, by the way. we follow that.
We take it back. But anything for TV, right? Or anything for television, anything for the show.
I think looking back at the footage, we can definitely say that to be true. Anyway, it's Friday.
It is.
Well, that works today.
Yeah.
Friday. How do you feel?
Good.
Yeah, I know you're always looking forward to the weekend.
Yeah, no. Because I tell you, weekend lady stuff, chores. Oh my God, yeah. Yeah.
All right. So I hear.
So yeah, no.
Once I hear lady stuff, my lip goes. Whatever you want to do, it's fine. Yeah, like I said. Safety and silence.
And we begin this morning with our first story in the local news. Traffic signal lights, part of government's goal of beautifying the city of Bastia. This from the press unit in the office of the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, has hailed the commissioning of Phase 2 of the traffic signal lights project in Bastia, another step on the progressive path of development and transformation being realized under the Team Unity administration. Prime Minister Harris was at the time addressing the lights commissioning ceremony held on the afternoon of Tuesday, March 22nd at the Bay Road. Dr. Harris said in his remarks, this is really a national project and it reflects the ongoing efforts of our government to ensure that we keep St. Kitts and Nevis on the right path of transformation, addressing the felt needs of our people and taking our country further into modernity and, of course, further on the path of growth and development. Traffic signal lights on the Phase 2 of the project were installed at the junction of Wellington Road and Dickinson Street, the intersection of College Street and Keon Street, and the intersection of College Street and Bay Road. The signal lights at the roundabout in front of Ram Supermarket on the Bay Road, as well as those in the vicinity of the Sands Complex, were also officially turned on.
Yeah, so we've got lights that are active.
All the lights are on. We can say that?
You got to pay attention to, well, not all the lights are on, because the lights in Bird Rock Road, I don't think they're on yet. But yeah, we're getting lights.
Yes, I forgot that junction.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, people are still running through.
As a driver, you've got to be weird, because I noticed that they've also erected some do not turn right signs, so be very careful when you're on the road. All right, the second story comes to us by way of a Nevis Island Administration press release. Preparations for the Department of Agriculture's 2022 Agriculture Open Day at the El Camino T. Willett Park on March 24th and 25th are nearing completion, and Mr. Randy Elliott, Director of Agriculture, is urging the public to support the event. Mr. Elliott said on March 23rd that the public can expect to be entertained at the event. He said, quote, "The place to be this Thursday and Friday is at the ETW Park. We have entertainment that would keep you all day. Come out, support, patronize our farmers, all our partners, the craft, the food, the bars. We will just have fun. Remember to eat local, buy local, and support local." The Agriculture Director noted that there would also be a range of agricultural products, including local onions and melons, seeds and seedlings from the Plant Propagation Unit, fresh fish from the Fisheries Cooperative and some fishers, meat products from the abattoir, which will be available from 7 a.m. daily, smoothies and other products from the agro-processing unit, and the livestock division will have on display a mini zoo. There will also be ornamentals and craft will be available. I've got to say, though, I'm looking forward to that mini zoo.
I was just going to say we're going to the mini zoo.
How do you do that? How do you show a mini zoo? Well, I guess you have to go there to find out.
Yeah.
So, great story coming to us from the Nevis Island Administration. Of course, the director again advising or welcoming all of us, inviting all of us to come out and support it.
So we're swimming over to the mini zoo?
I don't know about you. I'm not swimming anywhere.
We continue now with our third story from the post-cabinet briefing for March 21st, 2022. A team from the National COVID Task Force, including the Director, the Chief Medical Officer, and the Medical Chief of Staff, gave an overview of the situation regarding the management of the COVID-19 pandemic in the Federation. The Medical Chief of Staff attributed the success achieved to following the science and making decisions from a health perspective without any political interference. He expressed gratitude to the Prime Minister and the Cabinet for allowing the team to function effectively following a life-first strategy. He reported that the COVID-19 ward at the GNF France General Hospital has now been closed for over 4 weeks. There are presently no hospitalization, and the country suffered a total of 42 deaths. The chief medical officer gave the statistics and made certain recommendations to the cabinet which will affect lives and livelihoods. In this regard, it was recommended that the shift system in schools be discontinued and in-person classes return to normal. Certain amendments were made to the protocols where the antigen test approved by the chief medical officer may be used for entry into the federation, while the mask mandate will be maintained for now.
Interesting stuff.
Empty ward.
Yeah.
Zeros are good.
Yes.
Zeros are good.
All right, so there we go. We will be back in a moment with more of the latest. Stay tuned, everyone.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
You are watching Good Morning SKN. We now move on to the latest in regional news. Rastafarian organization wants minimum 100 trees allowed. This from Now Grenada. A representative from the Rastafarian community believes that Grenada needs to move quickly and approve the amendment to the Drug Abuse Prevention and Control Act, which will allow for the use of cannabis by Rastafarians in places of worship. It also provides for people who have attained the age of 18 years to produce, supply, or offer to supply a small amount of cannabis. Michael Baptiste, who was representing the Rastafarian Organization for Centralization, the ROC, will prefer to see legislation of cannabis. He said in an interview after the recently held consultation organized by the Ministry of Agriculture, quote, "We need the government to be more precise towards the cannabis industry and to stop the lagging and the foot dragging on the issue. If we don't move quick enough, the market will leave us." Baptiste continued, quote, "The issue about decriminalization and all of those things, I feel, is irrelevant. Marijuana is a plant, and no man in the world, no government, has the right to say this plant is legal. They have been extorting the people of Grenada on this marijuana issue," end quote. This, he said, as he called for the immediate removal of cannabis or marijuana as a dangerous drug. So cannabis in the news again, Grenada? Story to follow?
Cannabis is going to be in the news forever until they legalize it.
It's interesting what he's calling for, though.
Yeah,
Very interesting
it
indeed.
is.
We'll follow it.
We definitely will. Especially in worship, though. I was kind of lost there. We continue now with international news, this from Reuters. The U.S. Trade Representative Office said on Wednesday it has reinstated 352 expired product exclusion from U.S. Section 301 tariffs on Chinese imports, well short of the 549 exclusions that it was previously considering. The reinstated products conclusion will exclusions will be effective retroactively from October the 12th, 2021 and extend through December the 31st, 2022. USTR said they cover a wide range of the initially estimated 370 billion worth of Chinese imports that former President Donald Trump hit with the punitive tariff of 7.5% to 25%. The list released by the USTR includes industrial components such as pumps and electric motors, certain car parts, and chemical backpacks, bicycles, vacuum cleaners, and other consumer goods. A spokeswoman at China's Commerce Ministry said on Thursday the U.S. decision was beneficial to normalizing the trade flow of those products and hope bilateral trade relations would get back on a normal track. Spokeswoman Su Jiting told reporters, amid inflation spikes and challenges to the global economic recovery, we hope the U.S. could scrape all tariffs on Chinese products as soon as possible for the fundamental interests of consumers and producers in China and in the U.S. The Trump administration initially granted more than 2,200 exclusions to the tariffs to provide relief to certain industries and retailers. Most were allowed to expire, but 549 were extended for a year, and those expired at the end of 2020.
Yeah, what do you make of that?
So that is, I would say, a good relief for China. They're back into trading at least some of their items, so it's a good thing. Everybody benefits. You think?
I think some would say that the U.S. is playing nice with China. If I had to quote,
they are.
Most persons, they are.
Yeah.
Implications of the world stage. We'll see how that plays out in other relationships.
I guess Biden wants peace.
Haha, we will find out about how effective that is, with everything else that's going on in the world right now.
Well, there you have it for the latest in regional and international news. We ask that you stick and stay with us. Coming up after the commercial break, we have Dr. Kerry's Manchester.
These teen boys nowadays get me so upset. I see these teen girls with their big bellies and you want to tell me y'all couldn't protect her and yourself? Come on. Now don't tell me no stupidness about you feel embarrassed about getting a pack of condoms or asking somebody for one. That ain't nothing to be ashamed about. You should be proud that you are making a wise decision, but you still have to abstain from having sex with someone under the age of consent. If your boys are pressuring you to have sex and you don't want to, then don't. You are in charge of your life, not them. I heard another one saying it's sweeter without a condom. But my granny always told me, no glove, no love. So let me tell you something. It's sweeter to have money in your pockets and not have to support a child at that young age. Before I say anything else, the best way to prevent teenage pregnancy is to abstain. In other words, no do it. Let me talk to the big men troubling underage girls.
Why you sleeping with your daughter? You not live clean. Your girl at 16 and your daughter at 13. Two girl look me, but me know in that. Big man no deal with back pan back.
You understand where I'm coming from, right?
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
It's been 6 months now and Glenn hasn't been working. His attitude has completely changed and he's been leaving the house every day for hours and liming with his friends and coming home drunk and causing confusion.
Gloria, this is what you cook today? This is not enough food for a big man like me.
But Glenn, it's been 6 months now. You haven't given me any money to shop for food.
Okay, so what you want me to do if my boss ain't called me out for work as yet?
Look for a different job now.
What you just said to me?
Get a next job.
What?
Help, let me go.
Let go what? Yeah, let's see what really happening. Let go what? Watch your mouth with me now.
Every day mom and dad fight. When are they going to stop?
Domestic violence is not just physical, it's mental, emotional, economical, and psychological. If you, your friend or family member is being abused, you can contact one of the numbers listed below for help. Department of Gender Affairs 662-5492, Special Victims Unit 662-7077, Counseling Unit 465-5000. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization.
I wear a mask because I want to protect my child, but also I want to protect his classmates and his teachers.
I wear a mask because I care about the frontline workers who will have to work even harder if those around me get sick.
I wear a mask to protect my family. I wear a mask to protect you. I wear a mask because it is the right thing to do.
I wear a mask because I don't want to put any vulnerable individuals at risk, like my elderly loved ones.
I wear a mask because
we are all in this together.
Consuming excess salt can lead to heart attack, high blood pressure, and even stroke, and other health-related conditions such as kidney disease.
Children, how can you tell a tsunami coming?
Teacher me.
Sammy?
My mother said, when uncle jump in the pool and the water spoosh out, that's how you tell a tsunami coming.
Settle down, children, settle down. Do you remember our tsunami song?
Yes! Mommy, Uncle not here in the other shake.
Hush your mouth.
Daddy, Uncle not here and the sea gone.
Who cares? You don't see all them free fish? Quick, give me the bag.
This is how you tell a tsunami a come. Teacher says so. I would have failed in school, you know.
Sammy, come, let me go. They would have failed anyhow. Let me run, see, Sammy.
Good morning, this is Carol from Lux Carnival, and I listen to Good Morning SKN.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Our first guest for the day is Dr. Kerry Manchester, obstetrician and gynecologist at Manchester Medical. As it is Women's History Month, Caris is here to discuss a topic that should be a priority for women all around the world, and that is womb wellness. Good morning, Caris, and welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So I'm going to start off right away. So Dr. Manchester, tell us, what exactly encompasses the womb?
So the womb is actually one of the main gynecological organs in a female, and we have a picture right here. So it's a pear-shaped organ in the lower.
This one.
Okay, sorry about that. In the lower pelvis of a female, it's about as big as your fist, and this part right here is what is the womb exactly. So it has different parts. It has the fundus, the body, and the cervix. We tend to talk about the cervix like it's separate from the womb, but it's actually a part of the womb. We talk about it that way because different conditions can affect the cervix separate from the womb, but the body of the womb rather, but it is actually a part of the womb. So that's what the womb is.
All right, so I'm about to get a biology lesson here.
Yes.
Because I do have to ask, obviously, I am, what do I say? My gender doesn't tend to lend itself to an understanding of these things necessarily.
Right.
So womb and uterus, is there any difference between those two terms, or?
A what?
Womb and uterus.
No, same thing.
Same thing.
Womb and uterus, interchangeable terms.
Check, I got it right.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, and I'm a woman, so I guess I learned that today.
Same thing, same thing.
So can you tell us what are the various parts of the uterus and how do they correlate?
So, as I was saying, you have this top part, which is the fundus, and then you have this middle portion, which is the body. So the fundus is what is above where these fallopian tubes would attach to the womb, and then the body is what's between the attachment of the fallopian tubes here and the cervix. So this is the body, and then you have the bottom part, which is the cervix, which parts of it projects into the vagina. Okay. And that's what you can see when you look inside the vagina with a speculum. That's an instrument to allow you to see inside the vagina. So those are the three anatomical separations of the womb, but it also has different layers. So there's an outer layer, which is called a serosa. That's like the covering of the womb, and then you have an inner muscular layer. That's this part here, and then you have the lining of the womb, which is called the endometrium. The muscular part is called the myometrium. The inner part is called the endometrium, and it's the endometrium that's shed every month with a menstrual period.
All right, so let's talk about prioritizing womb wellness. How important is it for women to do that, and how can women do that?
Well, it's very important because the main purpose of, the only real purpose of the womb is to house a pregnancy until it's ready to be delivered. That's the only purpose. However, the womb can be affected by many different conditions, and so you're not having good womb wellness is something that can affect almost every aspect of a woman's life. Even though it really only serves one purpose, because of all the things that can affect it, womb wellness is important for almost every aspect of a woman's life, from birth to end of life. So, as I said, different things affect the womb at different stages throughout life. That's how I like to categorize it. And so, I mean, it's a lot of things. I recently did a talk on this, and it was about an hour and a half long. So, and that wasn't even scratching the surface, honestly, of all the things that can really happen to the womb. But, you know, some main aspects of womb health are menstrual health, pre-pregnancy health, pregnancy health, menopausal health. And all those things are important. And so, along the way, there are different things you can do throughout your life as a woman to make sure that you have good womb wellness. And it really starts even before birth, because there are certain things that, you know, a pregnant woman can do to ensure her female baby's womb health in the future. Yeah, absolutely. So I'll give you an example. When you're pregnant, obviously medication you take, your diet, your lifestyle can affect your unborn child, and there are medications that can actually cause abnormal womb formations for a female fetus. Yeah, so once ago, there was a medication called diethyl steelbastrol, and it was actually given to pregnant women to help them prevent things like miscarriage and early preterm labor and things like that. And it was found that it was causing what's called Müllerian anomalies. A Müllerian abnormality is something that it's a womb abnormality that baby is born with, basically. So it was causing the womb to become T-shaped and other things, and so that obviously that drug is off the market now. But that's just one example of how even before pregnancy you really should make sure that you're going to your doctor, talking to them about medications you're on or things you're doing, smoking, that kind of thing, so that before you even conceive, you can change whatever medication might be harmful to your baby. You can come off it completely. You can be helped to quit smoking, that kind of thing. And that's pre-conception. That's before you even get pregnant. That's the ideal time to do that stuff, so that when you do conceive, because it's that first 4 weeks of after conception when organs form. It's very early before sometimes women even realize they're pregnant. So, you know, by the time you know, into your first trimester, you know, everything's pretty much formed. It's just a matter of growing. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So what I'm getting is that us women, when we are pregnant, we are messing with our unborns, let's say daughters, because this is all about the lady's womb.
Yeah. You can.
So we are messing them up even before they enter the world and think they can be moms eventually.
Yeah. Wow. You can, you know. I mean, those abnormalities in general are rare, so most of the times they don't come about, and you know, it's most of the times most female fetuses will be okay, but you definitely can cause abnormalities for your unborn fetus for sure.
That's deep.
Yeah.
So much more to talk about.
That is deep.
Yes.
So much more to talk about. We'll continue the discussion when we return from this break. More with Dr. Carrie Manchester in a moment. Stay tuned.
Children, how can you tell a tsunami coming?
Teacher me.
Sammy?
My mother said, when uncle jump in the pool and the water spoosh out, that's how you tell a tsunami coming.
Settle down, children, settle down. Do you remember our tsunami song?
Yes! When you feel it shaking and it's moving around, you see the ocean gone like the fish on the sand. You should run, to hide on, a tsunami soon come.
Mommy, Uncle not here and the other shake. Hush your mouth. Daddy, Uncle not here and the sea gone.
Who cares? You don't see all them free fish? Quick, give me the bag.
This is how you tell a tsunami a come. Teacher says so. I would have failed in school, you know. Sammy, come, let me go. They would have failed anyhow. Let me run, see, Sammy.
Salt is an important part of the human diet, but most of us consume more than we realize.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I coming Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are in the exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors, in an earthquake, bad news. Take care of yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We are speaking with obstetrician and gynecologist Dr. Kerry Manchester of Manchester Medical. So Dr. Manchester, during the break, you and myself, we were having a conversation concerning how soon should we check the womb of a child. And you were telling me it is from birth.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
After I heard of all the defects, it got me concerned. So can you expound on that for us a bit?
Sure. So when any baby, not just baby girls, but baby boys too, when any baby is born, the pediatrician will examine the baby to see if there's any abnormalities head to toe. But with regards to the female genitalia, you can have conditions that are obvious from birth. So you can have what's called ambiguous genitalia, and that's when can't really tell if it's a vagina, can't really tell if it's a penis, it just looks ambiguous. And that could be an indication that there's abnormalities higher up with the womb. And so those things are looked for at birth, because early intervention is what ensures the best outcome in situations like that. And conditions like that would need subspecialist care, so not general gynecologists, reproductive endocrinologists and that kind of thing, which we don't have here. So, that would have to be arranged quite early. So, as I said, those things are looked for at birth, because intervention at the early stages will be key. And just any abnormality. Is there any vaginal bleeding? Is there any vaginal discharge with the newborn or the young child? Vaginal bleeding isn't too concerning. There's actually a condition called false menses, which happens with newborn girls because of it's normal, the false menses. It's just because of the withdrawal of mommy's hormones now that you're out of the womb can cause a bit of a withdrawal bleeding. It goes away and it's normal. So things like that are looked for at birth, and we're lucky here in St. Kitts where we have very robust well baby clinics, well child clinics in public system. So the children go and their growth and everything is monitored from birth to up to adolescence, really. And mummies can have the opportunity to air any concerns, which is also important, especially children, adolescents with their womb health. A lot of it is up to the parents, because we're the ones who are aware. The children aren't going to be aware that, hey, this isn't right. We're the ones bathing the little girls. We're the ones washing their underwear, that kind of thing. So we're going to be the ones to notice when something is right. Does my daughter's do they look right? Does something look abnormal? Is there discharge in her underwear? Is there bleeding in her underwear? That kind of thing. So those things are important for moms and dads to notice and voice when they do see their healthcare provider. That's a very important part of child and adolescent womb health, is parents being present and conscious and willing to vigilantly report things that are abnormal.
What they discover. Wow.
Yes, you can breathe. I know it was a lot, but you can breathe.
I'm breathing. I'm just taking it in.
Dr. Manchester, it's Endometriosis Awareness Month. For those of us who are not familiar with what it is, or perhaps just to raise awareness of what it is, can you explain that condition?
Sure. So endometriosis is a chronic condition. If we remember what I talked about in terms of the inner lining of the womb here, that's called the endometrium. It's lined by endometrial tissue, and it's that tissue that we shed every month in your menses, right? And it's what builds up throughout the month of your menstrual cycle. It builds up to receive a pregnancy should you become pregnant. If you don't become pregnant, then it's shed. Regenerates again later in the month. To be ready for another pregnancy. Endometriosis is when that tissue is deposited elsewhere in the pelvis. So it's not only where it's supposed to be, which is inside the womb. It can be deposited on the tubes, on the ovary, on the serosa, or the outside lining of the womb, even on the back of the vagina, on the cervix. It's been found in the lungs even. So those would be very severe cases. And so what happens with endometriosis, because that tissue is other places and it's still under the control of your female hormones, it behaves like it's inside the womb. It behaves like like the rest of it would, you know, in terms of growing and shedding and all of those things. So that causes a lot of inflammation and pain throughout the pelvis and stuff where the deposits are. And with that comes a lot of pain. So it's a very chronic, painful condition. And it causes scar formation and adhesions throughout the pelvis, which can distort how the tubes are moving, which is important to get pregnant, that your tubes should be able to move and help the egg and sperm pass through. So that gets affected by the scar tissue formation and the inflammation. So a lot of the symptoms involve pain, chronic pelvic pain, very painful periods, heavier periods, and difficulty conceiving. So those are some of the hallmark features of endometriosis. Yeah. So it can be a difficult condition to treat. It has different stages. It can be very mild, but it can be very severe where it's found, as I said, in distant organs like the lungs, can cause a lot of cyst formation. As I said, if it's on the ovaries are a cystic organ normally has cysts. The problems arise when they get too big or they burst or bleed. And with endometriosis specifically, we get what's called chocolate cysts, because this material, a cyst essentially forms around it. And so you get that material bleeding into the cyst, and that almost looks dark. When blood gets old, it looks dark and it looks like chocolate. So when, you know, they can be very big as well and cause a lot of pain if they burst or bleed into the pelvis, that kind of thing. So yeah, it can be very severe. And some women have it and they don't know because they don't have any symptoms as well. So yeah.
Us women.
Yeah.
So Dr. Manchester, in closing, is there anything that you would advise women who may be suffering with the condition of endometriosis?
Well, one, very painful periods. I mean, menstrual cramps aren't necessarily abnormal, but very severe painful periods that don't respond to over-the-counter pain medications, etc., are not normal. So if you have menses that are that severe, you definitely need to see your healthcare provider and make sure that you voice your concerns so that you can be adequately investigated for it. Because as I said, there is treatment for it and early intervention is key. The other thing I also want to point out is that diet and lifestyle and exercise is very important for all conditions that affect the womb, almost all of them. That was a key feature in the talk I gave recently, is that something like obesity can actually worsen endometriosis symptoms, can worsen almost every menstrual abnormality you can have, can affect your ability to conceive by itself, obesity by itself. So, you know, weight loss, healthy eating, diet, exercise is very important as well for womb health.
Well, that was a mouthful and more, and we have to bring back Dr. Manchester on another episode to continue our discussion when it comes to the health of the womb. So, Dr. Manchester, thank you for coming today.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome. To our viewing public, we ask that you stick and stay. We will be right back after this brief commercial break.
Let's face it, most parents or guardians don't want to think about their teens having sex, let alone contemplate the possibility that they might get pregnant or get someone pregnant. Teenage pregnancy is a situation that involves female adolescents. A teenage female can be pregnant as early as age 12 or 13, although it is usually 14 and older. The fact that teenagers become pregnant is related to many factors. Here are some tips to decrease teen pregnancy. Teach teenagers comprehensive sex education. Target messages at teen boys, not just girls. Get the whole community involved. Encourage mentoring, parental involvement, and support. This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Did you know that there are certain seasonings that contain more salt than you actually need? There are more natural, healthier ways to reduce the salt intake in your dishes by using natural things like onions, garlic, seasoned peppers, and even thyme and merengue powder.
Has anyone ever touched you here, here, or here? Well, these are actually bad touches, not good ones. And so, if anyone ever touches you in these areas or anywhere else that makes you uncomfortable, you must say no, then go and tell. Say it with me. Say no, then go and tell.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with Probation and Child Protection Services, the Ministry of Health, and the Pan American Health Organization.
I wear a mask because I want to protect my child, but also I want to protect his classmates and his teachers.
I wear a mask because I care about the frontline workers who will have to work even harder if those around me get sick.
I wear a mask to protect my family. I wear a mask to protect you. I wear a mask because it is the right thing to do.
I wear a mask because I don't want to put any vulnerable individuals at risk, like my elderly loved ones.
I wear a mask because
we are all in this together.
Bless up, Dejo here, and I'm doing my part in the fight against COVID-19 by following all safety protocols and most importantly, rolling up my sleeve for the vaccine. So I'm encouraging you to do the same because that's our best shot of protecting ourselves, our family, and our friends. So don't wait, vaccinate. Let's roll up to roll out.
Yeah. I know we can make it. It's only just a phase. Once we're vaccinated, and everybody gonna be safe. Everybody gonna be one safe. Kind, yeah. One people. We are roll up to roll up. Yeah. Cause no man's alone. Do what's right. Alright. Cause I love you. Brother, my sister. And we're in this together. My sister, my brother. I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much. I think it's better for us, yeah, yeah. It's better for us. Hey, I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much, yeah, yeah. It's better for us. Tell your mommy to roll up to roll out.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN, everyone. It's time to loosen up. So
already,
it is quite a normal experience to be inspired by persons not in your immediate environment. And today our discussion will be surrounding the question: if you could call up anyone in the world and have a 1-hour conversation with that person, who would you call? So Kortensia, who are you going to call? And not the Ghostbusters, by the way.
No, I'm gonna call
Oh.
So yeah, Oprah Winfrey. As I said, after I mentioned before, I should say, that after I was done flying, I always thought I would go into journalism, and that's because of Oprah, because I always admired her, right? And the fact that she went through so much, and I would say she shattered the ceiling of everything that she did, because when she was told she could no longer work at a certain television station because of her color and her hair, and to see that she didn't take that as a deterrent, she pushed forward and she built her own empire, and she continues to build. And I personally feel there's no person that would not want to speak to Oprah. I'm sure she has persons lined up willing to speak to her. Some of the celebrities that she speaks to that won't speak to anyone else. And I think it's because of her humbleness, the way she portrayed herself, and I think most people know her struggles. So yeah.
She's got a really good reputation. Self-made in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So I can see why you would want to talk to Oprah.
Yeah.
Indeed. All right, as for me, I would call up Mr. Brian McKnight.
Why? You want to sing?
Oh, are you kidding? I remember being in the Clarence Fitzgerald Bryant College's choir and being tasked with singing some of the songs that he had. Sinclair Hodge, we had him on the show recently, used to joke with me all the time, where we're singing those songs. We were in the choir together. He's a really great voice, by the way. And so Brian McKnight is someone whose music I've followed for a very long time. I love the R&B. I would listen to his popular music. I bought his CDs when BET was first a thing, and he was starring on that, with those music videos.
Yeah.
Definitely love the way that he was portrayed in the videos. Awesome sound, great lyrics, and he plays the piano.
Yeah.
Can you
So
imagine
that's
that?
a plus. That's a big plus, yeah.
He doesn't just sing. So our conversation would probably be around, what got you into music in the first place. Let's talk about what it takes to get to where you are, and that staying power that seemingly a lot of artists don't have these days. So we'll talk about that, the timelessness of his music.
Because his songs never get old.
But that's just it. Exactly. That's just it. There's just a whole level of creativity. So we'll have those conversations.
So can you give us a little sample, since Brian McKnight is your...
Copyright infringement, this is... That's my out.
Oh my gosh, I tried, guys.
Yes, you did.
Because he does have a lovely voice, I must say. So, Mr. Branson. I always admire Mr. Branson as well. First off, the fact being I always wanted to be a flight attendant, so I thought it was accessible to get on one of those jumbo jets, before I understood that I needed to be a resident or a citizen of the European Union to get on one of those. And then, secondly, he came from nothing like Oprah and turned himself into something, because there's this island off the BVI, Necker Island.
Yes.
He bought that for $180,000. $180,000 is no money now.
Yeah.
And he has since, well, according to Google, I have to make sure.
Reliable source.
They said he has invested at least $10 million into the island. And as we noticed, he housed A-list celebrities. The Obamas were there already. Kate Winslet, when she saved his mom from the fire that they had on the island, that part has since been refurbished. And one time he was speaking at BVI High School. That time I was flying. I was so tempted to call sick, but I said, I can't call sick to cancel the flight because I have to think about the passengers. Because I could have, my aunt Noy Love Him, she'd be like, he's going to be here tomorrow morning talking to the kids. I would have relished in that.
Yeah.
And there was one time I went to England and I was standing outside in the town, and there's this person knocking on the window. So when you think people forward, coop, coop, hey you, coop, coop, hi, I'm talking to you, coop, coop. And I'm like, when I turn around, the guy laughing, Mr. Branson has a hologram in his bank's window. So when you turn around, he says, hi there, how are you? And then he starts telling you all this items his bank off, and I thought that's some ingenious advertisement right there. So all of that made me, cement it more. He knows what he's about. And the many umbrellas of things that he owns, and his humbleness still. I love when they remain humble, as with Oprah. Yeah.
You have to.
So, Mr. Branson, if you're out there and you're watching, I would love to meet you someday.
Yeah.
We can have tea and crumpets.
Yeah, in space.
In space.
Yeah, you're gonna go higher.
Yeah, in space. Yeah, indeed.
All right. As for me, the next person on my list that I would love to have at least an hours-long conversation with is none other than Will Smith.
So you're getting jiggy with it.
Oh, what did I say about copyright earlier? Anyway, there we go. Yeah, Will Smith. Definitely would love to speak to Will Smith. I think that he is a talented Black artist. He is a role model for so many people. He is a professional who is at the pinnacle of his career.
Yep.
And just about every time that you think that, okay, well, this is maybe the last time you're going to see something major from Will Smith, he shows you his diversity. And I love that.
Yep.
I love the way that he represents who he is. I love the way that he cultivates talent in the next generation. I was actually having a discussion with our guys here in the studio not long ago, and they were telling me that when it comes to the remake of The Fresh Prince, it's a project that was started as a fan project, and then when he got involved, he's like, okay, sure, we can make it into whatever it is. So he's involved now in that, and you see that investment in, you know, future talent, just the cultivation. I love what he's doing. So yeah, definitely now was a long conversation with him about that, his motivation, and you know, what we can do even here to inspire people, because we might not be Will Smiths, but there are people who might be looking at us and saying, you know what, I wish I could be like, or I wish I could get into, or whatever. So how do we create that space to cultivate, you know, the next generation?
There's this guy, Joyner, what's his name? Oh my God, the rapper. He did a song, Will, I don't know if you know that song, and he emulated everything that Will do, like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'm trying to remember his full name. All I can remember is Joyner Lucas, yeah. Like Will, you should check it out. It's really, and at the end you see Will Smith in it. So again, can you tell that I'm a feminist?
Let's see.
Yeah, Mia Motley. I admire that woman. And that's why I think she's going to be Prime Minister for a very long time. Not only does she resonate with mostly women, but she resonates with men. Like recently now, she's just taken some more taxes off of some stuff. And I wonder, the cost of living in Barbados is already high. Because my co-workers over there, they got a cost of living allowance. And she just continues to break the barriers and take things off. And I don't know, she's just a people. I do know, but she's just this strong. Look, she goes to United Nations and tell the men what she has to say. And she didn't disrespect them. She just let them know, like, this is what it is and this is what we need to do. And she speaks, she not only speaks, but she implements. Because look at the growth in Barbados. And she continues to win, and look, clean sweep this last election.
Yeah.
She's just doing things that is taking her island up.
Yeah, well, you know, I love Barbados, and love me a Motley too.
Never a dull moment.
Yeah. Oh, well, you would know, flight attendant. That being said, all right. The last person on my list that I would love to have an hour-long conversation with is none other than, and you're laughing at it, I'm gonna have to say this, Chris Rock. Chris Rock.
Because you got two comedians, Will and him.
Actually, I think Chris Rock is such a very talented person. He can speak to so many different issues, etc. And it's definitely comedic. Might not be fit for all audiences.
Yeah.
But if you want a good laugh, then you can take what else comes with it. Definitely check Chris Rock out. All right. That being said, we're gonna rock out right now, but we'll be back in a moment. Stay tuned.
各位朋友，大家好. Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao, bango!
As a hypertensive patient, in my home, I reduce salt intake by not adding salt during the preparation of my food, not having a salt shaker on my table, limiting the consumption of salty snacks, and choosing products with low sodium content. That's why I am salt smart.
It's been 6 months now and Glenn hasn't been working. His attitude has completely changed and he's been leaving the house every day for hours and liming with his friends and coming home drunk and causing confusion.
Gloria, this is what you cook today? This is not enough food for a big man like me.
But Glenn, it's been 6 months now. You haven't given me any money to shop for food.
Okay, so what you want me to do if my boss ain't called me out for work as yet?
Look for a different job now.
What you just said to me?
Get a next job.
What?
Help! Let me go!
Let go what? Yeah, let's see what really happened. Let go what? Watch your mouth with me now.
Every day mom and dad fight. When are they going to stop?
Domestic violence is not just physical, it's mental, emotional, economical, and psychological. If you, your friend or family member is being abused, you can contact one of the numbers listed below for help. Department of Gender Affairs 662-5492, Special Victims Unit 662-7077, Counseling Unit 465-5000. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Yesterday, we had the pleasure of speaking with Dr. Marissa Carty and Vera Edwards-France of the St. Kitts chapter of SKN Moves. As we learned yesterday, SKN Moves is an initiative of the Ministry of Health aimed at reducing the burden of non-communicable diseases, or NCDs, in the Federation by creating a healthy lifestyle culture. Now, today, we have the pleasure of speaking with Sheila James, the communication specialist in the Nevis Health Promotion Unit. Sheila is here to brief us on the SKN Moves activities taking place on our sister island. Welcome to Good Morning SKN, Lady Sheila, if I can call you Lady Sheila. Good morning. It's great to have you here. So first of all, well, you're very welcome indeed. Thank you so much for doing this. So we want to know off the bat, is there a distinction of sorts between the St. Kitts and Nevis chapters of SKN Moves as it concerns the people who organize the individual events, or do they work in tandem? So is there like an overarching head that says, well, these are the events that are going to take place under the SKN Moves umbrella, both in Nevis and St. Kitts at the same time? Or is there some level of, let's say, independence in deciding?
Right, good question. Well, there is a level of independence, although we are a joint venture. We have calendar dates for all our activities, just like St. Kitts, and they don't always come together, but we are doing it in the same vein under the SKN Moves. So let me just go into how we ended up with the chapter. So in 2019, the junior Minister of Health, the Honourable Hazel Brandy Williams, initiated the idea of Nevis taking on a similar role to St. Kitts, because water separates us. The difficulty would be to have activities that we would be able to get to, and likewise. So she decided that it would be great to launch the SKN Moves Nevis chapter here on Nevis, and that was done on the October 2019. And we launched with the first event, which was the Half Island Road Walk Relay. And since then, we've been growing. This is our 4th year. So I am actually a committee member of the SKN Moves, which is in St. Kitts and Nevis, but I actually am the coordinator for the SKN Moves Nevis chapter here on the island of Nevis.
Oh, that's great.
So Sheila, there's an upcoming Half Island Road Relay. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. So this is the start of our 4th year, and it was always our promise and goal to bring out 5 events for the year. Obviously, with COVID-19, it set us back a little bit, but we're back on track again. So we've come up with the Half Island Road Relay Cup Challenge, which is sponsored by our platinum sponsors, the First Federal Credit Union. Basically, it's a half island run, and we mean run, not walk. We've got 9 competitive teams that are taking part at this event on Saturday, the 26th of March, which is tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. And our route is from Brickhill to Butlers, Esmes Bar, to Fothergirls, to Market Shop, Brownhill Gap, and then we finish at the Fit Wellness Park.
So you're looking to break records this year?
Are we going to break any records? I think we will. We've got one team. I'm not going to say who they are, but they claim they can do it in half an hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, if they do that, that's Usain Bolt records, I'm telling you.
Yeah, that'd be fun to see. I have to say, we have to be in touch so we get that information on the records and how well they do.
Yeah, we'll be keeping tabs on time. We'll be keeping tabs on time. It's going to be an exciting event.
Yeah, I love the way that, it parlays into good health, parlays into competition that ensures that, health continues to be fun. Taking care of oneself should be.
Absolutely.
So the event we know is in partnership with the National Weight Loss Program. Is this a first collaboration with this initiative?
No, we started off with the National Weight Loss Program and they are still partnering with SKN Moves. Okay. So this event, they're actually partnering with us on this event. We have another event in April, which is the Aqua Funathlon, because we do believe in working in partnerships with organizations. So we are working with the Aqua Sailing Centre here on Nevis. And that's a children's event that we're hosting on Easter Saturday, the 16th of April. And it's for 8 to 12-year-olds. So registration has already started and we've pretty much got that one in the bag. So that's a second event under SKN Moves. And then we have a big one in the summer, hopefully. I'm still searching for sponsors. So if anyone's out there listening in, we're looking for sponsors for this event. It's a Knockout Nevis, and it's an obstacle course which will run for 4 weeks. It's a knockout process, and it's the public sector versus private sector on Nevis. So that's going to be the huge event for the summer. And then we swing down into the autumn where we start with the Half Island Walk relay and then the 2-mile bike relay, which we have in November, and that finishes off the year basically. So that'll be the 5 events for this year. And as I said before, our National Weight Loss Program is involved in at least 3 of those events. And we also have Winston Crook, who's part of the bike relay team, and we've got Youth and Sports that are our volunteers for all the events, and the Red Cross are now partnering with us. So it's growing every day, basically. Every event we are growing. And that's the purpose of it, is to get it out to every single body on the island of Nevis, whether you're an athlete or not, because we cover for all abilities, physical and mental. So that's the purpose behind it all.
And I love that. Anyone can get involved. I love that. It's accessible.
Anyone and everyone, all ages, yes. But we were concerned about children because obviously with COVID, there was no events. Now we're back on track with our inter-primary, which is coming up next month. But we had the discussions on the table before that was decided. So we're covering 8 to 12s for the Aqua Funathlon, which is 3 events for children aged between 8 and 12, swimming, kayaking, and running, all at Owali Beach.
So it's a great time to be a child.
It is.
All right, Sheila, we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back to talk to you more on the other side of it. Stay tuned, everyone.
As a hypertensive patient, in my home, I reduce salt intake by not adding salt during the preparation of my food, not having a salt shaker on my table, limiting the consumption of salty snacks, and choosing products with low sodium content. That's why I am salt smart.
I going out tonight. I got a hot date. He older than me, but I don't care. I like what he telling me. He say I look sweet and ting. What? You want me go home with him? Nice. Boy, I wonder if I'm ready for this. I notice he ain't got a condom, but I gonna go ahead, see? He might think me ain't like him or trust him. Plus, this my first time. Nothing gonna happen to me. Lord, how could I let this happen? I ain't ready for no child. Who can support me and my child? My man gone jail and mommy and daddy said they ain't gonna help. I all on my own. How could I be so careless? I wish I could go back to that now, but my education on hold. How could I let this happen? Don't let this happen to you. Contact the Department of Gender Affairs to find out about confidential offices and personnel available to answer questions about your sexuality or pre- or postnatal concerns.
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Where are you going? I just mopped the floor and now the chair leaving marks all over the place. Come on, go in bed, see? Sometimes I just can't take you on.
Violence is expressed in many ways. Most, unfortunately, go unreported or unaddressed for many reasons. If you or someone disabled is being abused, contact the police at 465-2241, social services at 467-1314, or the St. Kitts Nevis Association of Disabled Persons at 465-2151, 663-9077, or 663-4116. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We are speaking with Sheila James, Communication Specialist in the Ministry of Health in Nevis. Now, during the break, ourselves and Sheila were discussing some of the sponsors. So, Sheila, can you elaborate on these sponsors at this time?
Yeah, sure. So one of the things about putting events together is that you need lots of money, and we've never had any money per se to play with to put things in action. But this year, I mean, I've been chasing this sponsor for exactly 12 months, and we were successful enough to get them on board. And that's our platinum sponsor, First Federal Credit Union. I want to say a special thank you to Ms. O'Loughlin, Makisa O'Loughlin, who was the one that basically believed in the event and has given us an amazing package of prizes for all our athletes that are taking part in this event this year. I want also to say a special thank you to our gold sponsor, that's Timothy Keynes and Associates Limited, and they're going to be giving away the second prize. And then, of course, we've got other people on board like Nevis Equestrian Centre, Queen City ABT Adventures, and of course we've got our I've forgotten the name of the company now, but basically there's a Hills and Hikes tour that will be given for third prize. Also, I want to say a special thank you to the Red Cross team, because they're on board with us every single event and they make sure we're safe on the roads. And also the police, because it's important that our runners and our athletes are safe on the roads. Yeah. I want to say a special thank you to our Nevis Spring Water Company here, who basically provide us and keep us hydrated throughout all our events. And also to Best Buy, because they always give us fresh fruit, which is so refreshing after a good run or a walk. I have to say thank you to NIA, because they're our big fans and our biggest sponsors, and they cover most of our expenses for some of the events, I should say. So just to say a special thank you to all of them, because without these people, we wouldn't be able to put on these successful events that we do. They would happen, but they wouldn't be as exciting for the athletes, let's just say that. So I'm really, really happy and delighted that I'm able to say thank you on your program. Hopefully it'll get out there.
Absolutely, our pleasure to enable you to do that. So it makes sense now why the event is also dubbed the First Federal Credit Union Run Cup Challenge. That makes perfect sense.
Correct. They're providing these wonderful trophies and cash prizes and giveaways. So, I mean, what more can you ask for? I mean, they're just amazing and they've come through for me. So I'm really, really, really happy and delighted.
Okay. So Sheila, how long have you been the communication specialist in the Ministry of Health in Nevis?
Okay, so I've been with the Health Promotion Unit for, this is my 6.5 years. Prior to that, I used to work in St. Kitts. Well, when I first arrived to the Caribbean, I worked in St. Kitts, and I worked with Gardenia, and I've worked with a listing. I worked in Information Services, SKNIS, that's where I started. Then I asked for a transfer to the ministry, and I worked for Health Promotion, which is where I met Gardenia. I've done quite a lot. But in terms of communications here, that's always been my basis of work. I worked in St. Kitts under that theme, and I've worked here in Nevis under that theme. So it's been 24 years in total that I've been here, and I've done quite a lot. I've stretched between islands and different governments and different enterprises. So it's been a blast.
Anything in particular that drew you to that role, though?
I guess because I'm a social worker, by definition in the UK, that's my background, and I did communications with young people in youth and community. So I think it was just a common theme and a common thread that drew me into that area of work, and it hasn't failed me yet, touch wood. So maybe that's my calling. Wherever you put me and it's communications, I'm able to do it.
Well, I have to say, interacting with you and of course watching you as we have, you are an excellent communicator. Have you always been that confident?
I don't know. My colleague is sat in the corner shaking his head. Confidence, it depends how you describe confidence. I would say right now I'm very nervous. You might not see it, but I am extremely nervous. I always get nervous before I go on TV or if I have to meet with different people. But it's something that's in the family because we're all kind of like radio people and in entertainment fields. So that's where I would have got my growth from. So I've done radio for a very long time in the UK. And I've done a little bit of TV work. And since coming here, I've done a lot more TV and radio. So I think for each time I'm on, it builds. It's just building on that. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know. And when I'm talking to great people, it comes through even more. So thank you both.
That's sweet to know.
That's so flattering. I have to say, kindred spirits here. We really need to talk more because you're in radio. That's my background, and now you've transitioned to television. So this is great. I can see why we seem to have this great chemistry.
Yes.
So can you remind us of the registration process for the Half Island Road Relay?
Okay, so the registration process is now closed. We closed on the 7th of March. We extended it to the 14th. And we managed to squeeze the last entry on 2 days after the closing day. So that's it now. So we have 9 teams. So let me just tell you who the 9 teams are.
Yes, please.
For anybody who's interested in coming and supporting the event tomorrow morning. So there's Beast Fit, TC Immortals, Eastern, GSS Panthers, Nevlec A and B, SKN Defence Force, Alexandra Warriors, and Information Technology. So they're the teams that will be competing tomorrow and battling it out for the trophies under the First Federal Credit Union sponsorship. So it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure of that.
So before we go, can you remind us what time, where will the relay begin and at what time?
Okay. So it starts at 6 a.m. and we normally start outside the Honourable Junior Minister's house at 6 a.m. She will actually be blowing the whistle for the official start of the relay. We hope she'll be up on time. She will be. So she'll be doing that. And then the first leg is from Brickhill to Butlers, handover at Butlers to Fothergills, handover at Fothergills to Hanley's Road Market Shop, handover to Brownhill Gap, and then we finish at the Fit Wellness Grounds for the award ceremony. My phones are going at the moment. I do apologize.
No, that's fine. We understand that you're quite busy, so we want to thank you for taking the time to speak with us this morning.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for having me on board. It's been a pleasure.
It's been our pleasure indeed, Sheila. Thank you so very much. Do take care. We'll be back in a moment with more Good Morning SKN. Stay tuned, everyone.
Where are you going?
Greetings,
I just
my
mopped the
lovely
floor
people.
and now the
I'm
cheerleading
Chantel,
marks
residing
all
in
over the
Taiwan.
place.
12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here. Morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SKN. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao bango!
Self-health management refers to the measures people take to manage their own health. You and I should remember to wash hands often with soap and water, or use alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Avoid touching your eyes, mouth, and nose. Take your temperature morning and evening. Watch for symptoms. Persons with diabetes or hypertension are reminded to take your medication regularly as prescribed. If you have no symptoms, you may carry out your normal routine and boost your immune system. When you are outside, avoid public spaces and wear a mask at all times. If you develop symptoms, put on a mask and seek medical care. Do not take public transportation. Inform the doctor of your travel history, any contact with confirmed or suspected cases, your occupation, and whether anyone around you has similar symptoms. If you become ill, please rest at home. Wear a mask and isolate yourself from others in your household. If you share a bathroom, disinfect daily using 1 part bleach to 10 parts water. Everyone must work together to reduce the spread of the coronavirus.
Everyone is encouraged to adopt a healthy and positive approach to daily life. Here are a few friendly reminders.
When you go to the local market and food vendors, remember to maintain a social distance of 6 feet or 2 meters apart. And always wear your mask.
Always keep your hands clean. Wash your hands with soap and water or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. When dining, choose restaurants with staggered seating. This will lower the risk of transmission.
If you have a fever, cough, or other respiratory symptoms, please wear a mask and seek medical care immediately. Rest at home and do not visit the food vendors, local markets, or restaurants.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Game face ready. In case you're wondering, right? It's Friday. We're supposed to be happy, naturally. Today we're going to lighten the mood, and we'll be doing that's why I have my game face ready on thing going here. We'll be doing a try not to laugh challenge by telling each other some, is this supposed to be dad jokes?
Dad jokes, yeah.
We're going to be telling each other some dad jokes.
Because dad jokes are not cool jokes.
I thought dad jokes are bad jokes. I guess that's what it means. So so dad jokes are bad jokes.
See, I'm already laughing. I hope I win this
There
job.
you go. All right, so the person that has the least amount of laugh points at the end wins. So let's play. Try not to laugh.
Okay, with all those laughy faces behind us. Which bear is the most condescending?
Which bear is the most condescending?
Which bear?
No
the answer
idea.
was right there. It was right there.
Did I lose because the answer was right there? Are you laughing too?
You laughed already, so I got a point.
Oh, that's so unfair. So I'm supposed to close my eyes when I'm doing this? How are we going to work this out?
No, you're just not supposed to laugh.
Guys, I'm still trying. That one was a bust, all right? Here we go. So I get to go again? Do I get a do-over?
No.
All right.
What is brown and sticky? A stick.
Did you not read the answer?
A stick. But I didn't laugh.
Okay, I don't know how this is gonna work. Kortensia, you need to close your eyes. That's what you need to do. All right, here we go. Did you hear about the kidnapping at school?
It's fine, he woke up.
Okay.
Are we bumming it?
No, we need to change the rules of this game so that it actually works. I'm going to read the next one, you close your eyes. That's how that works. Otherwise, you see the answer, and so it doesn't make it fun.
Okay.
You know you're not going to laugh because you already know what's coming. So you close your eyes. Here we go. Let's try this. So we're starting from scratch. What kind of doctor is Dr. Pepper?
A pepper doctor.
A physician.
A what?
A physician.
Okay.
Or a physician.
That wasn't funny, so I'm not gonna laugh.
All right, my turn. Eyes closed. You go.
I find it extremely difficult, although I think he's peeping, to tell people that what my wife does for a living. She sells seashells by the seashore.
Alrighty, keep going. These are some real dad jokes. How old is dad, by the way?
I told you that jokes are...
How old is dad? Is dad like 100? Your eyes need to be closed. Kortensia, shit.
Jamie's laughing. Does anybody realize Jamie's laughing?
No,
so that's a
nobody
minus
realizes,
point.
because the jokes were not had.
Can trees poop? Yes. How do they get... I had to laugh at that one, yeah, because it was funny.
Number 2 pencils come from trees.
Trees when they poop.
Interesting stuff.
So the next time I'm gonna go poke a tree and say poop and see if number 2 pencils come out. I don't know. That's the only that joke that makes sense to me.
Alrighty.
He's trying hard. He wants to get his points.
Wow, interesting stuff. Now we've got some K jokes. All right. How much does a roof cost?
Nothing. It's on the house, but maybe a lot of money in actuality, because I heard the roof is the most expensive part of the house. I've never had to build, so I don't know. Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
The roof don't cost a thing.
We are sorry for stealing your jokes.
Yeah, Dad.
You have no idea how sorry we are. We are really sorry that we stole your jokes this morning.
No.
Really sorry. Next one. The future, the past, and the present walk in a bar.
Wow. Things got pretty tense. Why would it get tense?
Oh, so I'm supposed to read that.
Yeah.
I thought you were supposed to be guessing. So I just understood the rule. So I go straight.
Dad,
but it doesn't work because you're seeing it.
No, but
that's the problem.
But then I won't laugh because it's not a joke. The only joke I saw was the tree pooping the pencils. Literally, because I would have never thought of that.
Wow.
Yeah, but dad jokes are normally bomb jokes. They don't...
Yeah. Like I said, Dad, we're sorry that we stole your joke.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Mom's got the better jokes.
What's the next one? Is there a next one? Aha. Dogs can't operate MRI machines. The cats can.
That's funny. The cats can. Yeah. So Dad, there's two, Dad. So be happy you got two.
Wow.
Sundays will always be a little sad, but the day before is Saturday. No, Dad.
Wow. Do we have those sound effects?
Dad, that joke was sadder.
Where's the zonk? Wah, wah, wah. I'm sorry.
Dad.
I'm making my own here. Here we go. Let's take the other one. What's the other one? We got another one?
The dad jokes.
Wow.
Dad, stick to being dad.
It takes guts to be an organ donor.
Okay.
Wow. Wow.
Because we know it had to take guts, right? Because it's coming from.
Here's my plea. If any of you have ever told these jokes, don't. That's all I've got to say. Don't.
That is
do
the
it.
best advice.
Resist the temptation. Don't do it. Just say no. All right, next one. Wish we could follow our own advice. What did the ocean say to the other ocean? Nothing. They just waved.
Dad, no. You just bored me, my friends, my cousins, my aunts, your wife, everybody. We're out.
But if Dad is boring you with these jokes and we're the ones telling these jokes, what's going on with us? See the joke?
We are becoming our dad.
Keep moving.
Oh my God.
Keep moving.
We are becoming our
Let's
dads.
get through this. Maybe we'll laugh later. Let's see. You go. You got it?
Why was 2019 afraid of 2020? Because they had a fight in 2021.
Ooh, okay.
I would have said 2019 was afraid of 2020 because it knew that it would have been swallowed because we want to remember it that much because of a pandemic. But then, see, I'm telling a dad joke, which is not going over too well.
Yeah, but then that's not even funny.
That's what I'm saying.
But then neither are the dad jokes. I guess that's the point, right?
Yeah.
All righty, let's go. Here we go. I got a new game. After this one, I'll tell you what the new game is. One vowel saves another vowel's life. The other vowel says, I-E-I-O-U.
It's supposed to be I. Like I.
I-E-I-O-U.
No, it's supposed to be.
A-E-I-O-U.
Yeah.
Oh, I said I. I-E-I-O-U. Instead of A-E-I-O-U because it's vowels.
But even if you do it in dialect, like A.
You want a new game? Can you guys at home guess how badly on a scale of 1 to 10 each of us will rate the next dad joke? That's a new game. You ready? Is it a 3? Is it a 4? Is it a 5? Is it a 10?
Dad, stick to
I think we're getting
dad.
right. Let's go.
Yeah, let's stick to being.
I'm gonna give you my number, you know. You better be willing to call a number after you read it. Then we're gonna get points that way. You get my number correctly. Jokes, 0 for 0 so far.
But I thought I got 1.
Yeah. 0.
I got 1, man.
We're rocking, man. We're rocking on television. Talking about dad jokes. None of them were funny. Woo.
No.
Yeah.
So dad, as I said, stick to being dad. Stick to being the head of the household. Stick to being the one that we can always get away with almost everything with, because mommy has some form of sternness in her. But the dad jokes, dad,
No, but they didn't get me
not
rate.
working.
I didn't get to rate.
But we know you're rating 0.
No, it's like, how bad is it on a scale of 1 to 10?
How bad is it?
Yeah. I'd have to see the individual jokes. Just stop the jokes in general. Is that a plea? Wait, are we getting these comments from people on social media? At Studio 327 Inc.? Is that what you guys are saying?
Oh my gosh.
Because if you are, I think that you've come into my mind somewhat. Are you psychic?
Oh my God, they're bringing us to stop the jokes already.
I'm kidding. We're laughing. Well, we've tried to kid. Did you hear about the kidnapping in kindergarten?
No.
Oh, okay, that one.
Now, after those flat ones, we'll take a break and we will judge ourselves to be jokers after this break.
Bless up, Dejo here, and I'm doing my part in the fight against COVID-19 by following all safety protocols and, most importantly, rolling up my sleeve for the vaccine. So I'm encouraging you to do the same, because that's our best shot of protecting ourselves, our family, and our friends. So don't wait, vaccinate. Let's roll up to roll out.
Yeah. I know we can make it. It's only just a phase. Once we're vaccinated, and everybody gonna be safe. Everybody gonna be one kind, yeah. One people. We are roll up to roll out, yeah. Cause no man's alone, do what's right, alright. Cause I love you, brother, my sister. And we're in this together, my sister, my brother. I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much. I think it's better for us, yeah, yeah. It's better for us. Hey, I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much, yeah, yeah. It's better for us. Tell your mommy to roll up to roll out.
Has anyone ever touched you here, here, or here? Well, these are actually bad touches, not good ones. And so, if anyone ever touches you in these areas or anywhere else that makes you uncomfortable, you must say no, then go and tell. Say it with me. Say no, then go and tell.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with Probation and Child Protection Services, the Ministry of Health, and the Pan American Health Organization.
Everyone is encouraged to adopt a healthy and positive approach to daily life. Here are a few friendly reminders.
When you go to the local market and food vendors, remember to maintain a social distance of 6 feet or 2 meters apart. And always wear your mask.
Always keep your hands clean. Wash your hands with soap and water or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. When dining, choose restaurants with staggered seating. This will lower the risk of transmission.
If you have a fever, cough, or other respiratory symptoms, please wear a mask and seek medical care immediately. Rest at home and do not visit the food vendors, local markets, or restaurants.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. In our time on air, we've had the privilege of discussing with individuals who are differently abled, so many different things, and the fact that they're able to function effectively in society was chief among them. We spoke with President of the Society for the Blind, Rockcliffe Bowen, and we also spoke with former Hallmark Calypsonian Watson Shields, who is known in the Calypso world as Star Shield. I do remember that indeed. In recent episodes, we also spoke with Earl Clark, who is such a motivating force that by the end of his appearance, we were able to think more positively about life in general. And that was so true. Because I remember in that interview, we were talking about his disability, and he just pivoted entirely and was so positive. It's like, well, I got to function. And I loved that. It was so inspirational. Well, today, Kortensia and I are going to discuss living with disabilities and how we can look at the positive side of all challenges.
So we know that losing one disability heightens the other, leads to creativity to learn how to do a task differently. For Mr. Radcliffe, I know him because he worked with my mom at Lutheran, and she always said, that man's shirt is crisp. And he irons it himself, he cooks for himself, he takes care of himself and his wife, and he cannot see.
Yeah.
When I see him at the center in Irish Town, the man is just, everything's in order. Every single thing, down to his shoes clean. And I'm sure he did it for himself.
That's it. So you learn how to work in the world in which you live, and the disability just becomes like any other setback, I suppose, that people who don't suffer from that disability have to go through. So it's minimized because you're working or relying on the other senses. And then I guess it becomes a point where you no longer see it as a disability. It's just something that exists every day for you. It's a reality for you.
It is.
In the case of, Mr. Rockcliffe and others. And it's motivating to watch. It's actually very motivating to watch. As I said before, when we were talking with Star Shields, I could have talked to him for literally 2 to 3 hours. I actually begged our executive producer, Alicia, to do a follow-up interview with Star Shields because he was just so engaging, and I felt like there was not enough time to do it. The level of wisdom that came from that man, the experience and the jovial nature of just his disposition and what he was saying, and he was so delighted to talk about it. And he had very rich experiences, which as well, I was grateful that he was able to share with us. He talked about his travels, he talked about his career, he talked about the reception in different places, and he was so motivated that one wouldn't even have suspected that he was suffering from a disability if you didn't know, and that's the thing. I like that. I like the fact that you can't tell that either, and I'm not saying that when you observe you can't see certain things, but if you listen, if you can look beyond the disability and just embrace these people as people, which is what they are, with rich experiences to share just like everyone else. The experience that gave to me is one I will never forget.
But I look at it, if per se one of us break a foot, we get unaccustomed to using that foot, or let me say a hand, and we realize that we really don't need the extra limb until it's back functioning. We're like, oh yeah, I needed my arm. I was doing without it.
Yeah.
So there's proof that we can adapt to anything. Because if we need to hop, if we don't have the crutches, we hop, because that's how we're going to get around without that extra foot placed on the ground to enable us to walk. So we adapt to disabilities. And we do our tasks, as you said, differently, and maybe even better without it, and realize, oh, I didn't need my extra foot. Look, I got over here still.
Shout out to Mr. Clark, who said, quote, he has, what would he say? I'm trying to remember it correctly. He used his bumpsy to get up the steps. Shout out to Mr. Clark for that level of positivity. You get there no matter what.
And he moves about very well in town too, so his disability does not stop him.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back in a flash. Stay tuned, everyone.
You can lower your salt intake by reducing salty foods, removing table salt, and using salt alternatives when cooking.
Where are you going? I just mopped the floor and now the chair leaving marks all over the place. Come on, go in bed, see? Sometimes I just can't take you on.
Violence is expressed in many ways. Most, unfortunately, go unreported or unaddressed for many reasons. If you or someone disabled is being abused, contact the police at 465-2241, social services at 467-1314, or the St. Kitts Nevis Association of Disabled Persons at 465-2151, 663-9077, or 663-4116. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO.
Good night, everybody. Well, it definitely seems like that from where we're standing. If you were wondering why we are blindfolded, is it because we need a good night's sleep? Well, we need that too, right, Kortensia?
We do. However, that's not the reason. We are going to test our other senses. Why we would say we would have diminished one for a few moments. So we're going to see how well we can function without our sight today.
Imagine that. And while we're doing that, we actually have the task of being architects. Because for this segment, we're going to begin it by drawing a house each on the paper that is rested on this flat surface before us. We've got markers in hand, and we've got a few minutes to draw. So when we say go, we'll go. Kortensia, you getting ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a countdown.
Make sure I'm touching.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, wow. I wish I had Zavisius here. What? Please don't let me draw on the table. Oh my God. Okay, imagination, work. Wow.
If I mark the table, would that be okay too? We can. These are dry erase markers, correct? Chalk it up to my sight, or lack thereof.
Lack thereof, indeed.
So what kind of house are you planning to draw over there?
A mansion.
You're drawing a mansion blindfolded?
Yep.
Wow, okay.
Just imagine my mansion.
Just imagine your mansion. I'm figuring that at this point with me, yeah, my door's probably going to be outside. It's going to be like one of those enchanted gardens that's going to be standing by itself and you just walk through.
Oh my God.
And you end up in some other world.
I wonder if I can live in this mansion when I'm done drawing it, because I just feel... Well, it can be a new architecture style. With all the new architecture style that's happening, right? It can definitely be a new one.
Here's a secret for you. Perhaps I shouldn't tell you now, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So, if you've ever noticed a house that people hope that you don't notice, you work on the curb appeal, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Don't notice my house. Notice the flowers outside, guys. It's called a distraction.
I hope my flowers are outside, though, because I feel like my flowers are in my living room.
I don't know what I'm doing anymore, guys. I don't even know if my room has if my house has a door. I figured it had windows. You know what? I might as well put people. Let's try people.
I got my people in my house already.
Well,
I'm trying to put some clouds on the sunshine.
Even if my people are at the house or at the door, it doesn't matter because you won't see because they're going to be distractions anyway. Hey, here we go.
Oh my God, this
we just
is
add some
harder than
balloons
it
while we're at
looks.
it. Helium balloons all over the place. Awesome, flying away. Let's see.
Maybe I can put a table in my house.
Let's see. It's moon.
With a wine glass.
Table and a wine glass.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're having guests over.
Guys, I don't.
For
you know
dinner.
what? I'm gonna be so good. I'm gonna do 2.
Oh wow. This is. I saw. This just feels. Oh, I forgot my dog. How could I not put my dog in my house? Oh, I put my dog outside. Although I think my dog is gonna look like a cat. Jamie's your mansion done?
Here we go. And we've got the sunshine. Sun is shining and I can't see a thing.
I know.
Because it's not where I am.
I even drew stars.
You drew stars?
Yeah, in commemoration of this being our semi-night.
I'm gonna give you guys a preview of what I'm doing now because I want your reaction before I get mine.
Is mine better than Jamie's?
Oh, we're done. Can I take my blindfold off and reveal? Yes, thankfully. Wow, it's day again. It's so bright. Whoa. Need shades.
Oh.
What on earth did I draw?
Oh, where's
I can't
my house?
see anything. I spent my time drawing this.
Oh my
because I couldn't see either. Okay, you know what?
Oh my gosh. You didn't draw?
I was sabotaged.
Your marker didn't work?
I was sabotaged.
My gosh.
My marker did not work, and the outline of my house is right here. I can see it with my windows, and it's not good enough for you guys to see.
Oh my gosh.
And I can actually see it. So this is sabotage.
My chimney's too high. This is.
Wow.
Look at this.
I need a witness here.
My person is in.
I need a
my
witness.
chandelier is out in the sky. Jeez.
Listen, I don't know if you can see this, but if you can see the outline, I actually have my house drawn nicely. There are about 2 windows and a door, and there are 3 people on the roof. So I suppose this is a rooftop deck. They're actually outlined. They're literally at the top of the house. They didn't even cross the line. Can you see that? Can you see that? Precisely. And flowers in the garden.
Yeah, but my
Flowers
oh my gosh, look where my tree ended up.
Finally, I get to take that off. Alrighty.
Wow.
Oh, wait a minute. We have to put it back on. We're not done yet.
Oh, look, my sunshine's on the table.
Kortensia.
Yeah.
Kortensia, guys, Kortensia and I have to build a stack of cups while blindfolded.
Pray for us.
Actually, you can go first, yeah, because I don't need to be blindfolded. I'm gonna watch you. So, you know where the cups are? You
I'll
need me to
find
stop
them.
trash talking you?
No.
No? I'm gonna trash talk you. Guys, do you think Kortensia can do this?
Yes, she can.
I promise I didn't sabotage you. Yeah.
Thou
think
shalt
so?
not
Yeah,
touch my things.
Thou shalt not touch your things?
Yes.
Guys, can you do this? It would be interesting to see. We're supposed to be timing.
Oh my god.
So the person with the person who gets it in the least amount of time actually gets a point.
That's not supposed to happen.
It's not supposed to happen? Wow, that's interesting. You're so gifted. Your sense of touch is heightened because you keep touching things all over the place. Just saying.
I just feel like Jamie's moving my things, you know.
Wow, yeah. Blame Jamie.
You can show your voice so I will know that you're doing
You
this.
see what's going on, guys? It's always the guy's fault, isn't it? Just saying. Always the guy's fault, isn't it?
Where's my other cups? Jamie, bring my cups back here.
Yeah, because I took them. I see what's going on, you know.
Where are my cups? See? I knew you took them. Jamie. Jamie took my cups.
Wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Oh my god. Let me tell you, your life is gonna be so hard.
Listen, I'm channeling Shaggy right now, okay? It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Shaggy said a lot of things and it was still him. Oh my gosh.
What's Kortensia's song, people? Almost Doesn't Count? Actually, that was Mimi's. But I think you can adopt it for today. Actually, it's my song.
God.
Almost Doesn't Count, guys. We're so close. Can somebody bring me a cigar?
You mean
I can tell her it's so close, but no cigar. You know, we got cigars here, okay? Wow.
This is harder than it looks. I memorized this in my head. I took a photo memory and now I'm struggling. In la
All right,
lucha,
so
lucha.
you know what? You're out of time. So it's my turn. You're out of time. You just, it is what it is. So.
Where's my cup?
So here's what's gonna happen, all right? The cups that have fallen will not come back. I will build with mine. Oh, I'm supposed to put this on.
Yes.
I was about to be cheated. Thank you for preventing me from cheating. Wow, no pressure. Are they all here? Do we have them lined up?
Every single one.
Every single one is lined up?
All lined up.
All lined up?
Mm-hmm.
They feel weird. I'm counting. Alrighty, so here we go.
You know what? I'm gonna be nice. You're missing one.
You sure I'm missing one, or did you just take it?
I just put it back in there for you.
Oh, well, thank you very much. You're so very
Our viewing
nice.
audience can tell you I was that nice to you today.
Oh, they can. Okay, that's nice.
You sure your eyes are covered? Because I find you seem to be knowing what you be doing.
Fine.
Make sure you don't have a headset and Anthony's not telling you what to do. Your favorite cheerleader.
Anthony, man, you gotta be helping me out here. Anthony's one of my favorite supporters in the studio. Great tech guy, part of a great tech team.
Jamie, you're doing excellent, I must say.
I'm not sure about that, but
You're
hey.
doing great, like really, really great. Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader.
I know that this doesn't feel right, but hey.
You are, oh my God.
It is what it is. I know that this does not feel right.
Almost really count.
I feel like somehow.
At least you got a towel. I didn't manage to get off the second. There are actually no more cups. I'm honestly telling you the truth. You have all the cups here. You are doing such a good job. I think you were trying to build the Eiffel Tower. Yeah.
Well, this is not working. Guys, if you hear me being really quiet, it's because I have to concentrate.
Up and up and up.
I have to concentrate.
Up and up with the cup. Mm-hmm. It's like day and night. Yay! You got to the second floor of the Eiffel Tower.
I'm gonna take this off because I don't know where the other one is. Ah, so that's what happened.
At least you got a towel. I got nothing. So Anthony, there you go. Jamie got something. Anthony's proud of Jamie today.
Wah, wah, wah.
At least you got half of the tower. I got none.
Because my cups are stacked on top of one another.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened. Did I do that?
That's why I told you.
Can I give you my Urkel? Did I do that?
You
All
did.
Right. I did that. I stacked them on top.
That's
of
why I told you have all the cups. The viewing audience will tell you I even brought in everything for you. At first I had some over here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I gave you everything.
Cheater.
No, I gave you everything. Even when you left the one out, I put it back right here. So there you go.
All right, so what am I looking at? Kortensia, you got 2 minutes.
That's why I'm happy that you won today. Anthony, Jamie won.
Do you see what's going on here? Do you see what's going on here?
What?
It took me... No, somebody's favoring you in the studio. It took me 40 minutes to do one cup.
40 minutes.
1 minute and 40 seconds.
Yeah, 140. You have
sorry.
less than me. You didn't realize 1 minute. I have 2. 2 is more than 1. Yeah. He's having my 56 moment today.
Oh, why would you go there and remind everybody? Kortensia, you said that there were 56 letters in the alphabet.
In the alphabet. Mm-hmm. And I told someone and they'd be like, no, there's 52. And then her husband be like, what 52? Are you saying? Here, oh my God, I was thinking about a pack of cards.
The alphabet and the pack of cards. I can see the correlation.
But the pack of cards is 52. Mm-hmm.
All right, before we get into any more of the dad jokes, let's figure out what's going on here right now. All right, so this is it. We're going to take a break and we'll be back. See you soon.
With heightened senses.
Let's face it, most parents or guardians don't want to think about their teens having sex, let alone contemplate the possibility that they might get pregnant or get someone pregnant. Teenage pregnancy is a situation that involves female adolescents. A teenage female can be pregnant as early as age 12 or 13, although it is usually 14 and older. The fact that teenagers become pregnant is related to many factors. Here are some tips to decrease teen pregnancy. Teach teenagers comprehensive sex education. Target messages at teen boys, not just girls. Get the whole community involved. Encourage mentoring, parental involvement, and support. This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. If you are just joining us, thank you for joining us as we continue along. And we are back with our final segment. That's the only part. You would have missed the others. But you can always go back and look at them.
I'm like, you're thanking them for being here for the last 4 minutes?
Yeah, at least they came. Thank you for coming. Keep coming next time. Be here at 8 a.m. So...
Been here for 2 hours.
So we're now going to let you know what's happening. So it's the Agriculture Open Day. The Department of Agriculture in Nevis is hosting a 2022 Agricultural Open Day. This event is under the patronage of Mr. John Paris and focuses on fostering economic growth through innovation. The event started yesterday, Thursday the 24th March, and will continue today, Friday the 25th, at the El Quimido T. Willett Park, starting, it's already started at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
At the open day, there is a wide variety of booths, attractions, and activities, including food demos and samples, produce and craft booths, ornaments, raffles, kiddie zone, exotic zoo, me and Jamie coming through, and much,
You're an animal?
much more. Yesterday's entertainment was provided by Infamous and the Blackstone family, and today, Core Band and Rec Life Movement will be building the vibes at this open day. So go out and support the local farmers. So, Nivisions and Kitchens, if you will catch a boat or swim over, go and support the local farmers over there.
And hey, second on the list is the Pharmacy. That's F-A-R-M-A-C-Y, the Pharmacy Food Fair. Early this week, we spoke to members of the St. Kitts Farmers Cooperative Society, namely Craig Tuckett and Gareth Lewis, about their upcoming Pharmacy Food Fair. And, well, guess what? That food fair is today. It will begin at 10 a.m. Right, so as soon as we're over, you turn your television off and you head right over there to the, and it's going to end at 6 a.m. So 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Guess where it is? On the Agro Strip, located at Ponds Extension. So entertainment will be provided by DJ Karai. See, I'm making sure I got these vowels right. All right, so there will also be an exercise workout session with Delwayne Delaney, who we also spoke with recently, and that session is going to be from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. today. So this season is all about supporting our farmers. Go there, enjoy the Pharmacy Food Fair.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the pharmacy, the music. I'm gonna get it all.
I know you will.
So speaking about exercise, the next two events also include physical activity. The George Moody Stewart School, locally known as Factory School, is having its sports day this afternoon, Friday the 25th of March at the Limekiln, at the Kim Collins Athletic Stadium, starting at 1 p.m. Adults only $10 and children half price. Similarly, the Bronte Welch Primary School presents its Sports Day Fiesta tomorrow, Saturday the 26th March, at the Boyd's Primary School field, starting at 12:30 p.m. The admission fee is $5 at the gate for adults and $3 for children. So I'm taking my niece.
You're taking your niece?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, because she goes to Factory School, Clarick's alumni. Look at him.
You can't see that. I need a camera to point at our camera guy right now. He's like, yay, Factory. Yay, Factory. All right. Anyway, maybe you guys will see him soon because we're working on that.
Yep. So we want to say thank you for joining us today. We want to remind you to follow us on our social media platforms, including Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and even TikTok, and at our handle at Studio327 Inc. We invite you to like. That's not it.
That's not it?
No, we invite them to like.
There's more.
Subscribe, and remember to follow us.
See, there's even more.
Yeah.
You can't get any better than that. Studio 327 gives you more, right? Guess what? We want a little more from you too. So leave us a comment. Tell us what topics you'd want us to discuss, what guests you'd like to see us interview next. Hey, you know what's happening? Let us know as well. And guess what? It's a weekend. It's Friday. We're going to get out of your way. We're going to see you on Monday when we come back at 8 a.m. for you to start your day with us. See you then, guys. Bye-bye.